In Philippians 2:5, we quote this all the time, it says, let this mind be in you. But the problem is, you can also let any other mind be in you. You can adopt or adapt or allow it to be infused into you, your mother's mind, your father's mind, your other pastor's mind, if you ever had a pastor back in the day, your best friend's mind, your coworker's mind, and you next thing you know, you're thinking like them. You see this with our children sometimes. They become friends with somebody, and one of the two will end up adapting the mind of the other. It's not always clear which one's going to influence the other, but it's an influence thing. When he says, let this mind be in you, he says, let the mind of Yeshua influence your thinking. But we're already letting other minds influence our thinking. So you should be very selective of that. Look, I'm a big believer in listening to instructional stuff, reading stuff, whether it's life coaching related stuff or personal development or whatever it is, but I'm very selective of which ones I'm going to let that influence me. Okay? Because there's an old saying that you will become all of your inputs. The people you hang out with, what you listen to, what you read, etc., is going to eventually develop the mindset you have will match that influence. And so you should choose carefully what you spend a lot of your time immersed in, because it's going to have a potential to really influence the way you approach things, the way you respond to things, because that's the way you think. You think a certain way, you respond a certain way. You think a certain way, you take certain actions. You think a certain way, your mindset, your emotional state, your way of interpreting and filtering things is now being influenced by something else. And that's good if you choose the right influencers. But you need to choose influencers that have what you want, that not the ones that don't have what you don't, that have what you don't want or don't have what you want. So why do we want to let this mind be in you that was in Yeshua? Because Yeshua has everything you want. So that's why you should let that mind influence you more than any other. So really when it says let this mind be in you, I don't think I've ever taught it this way before, but the idea of using the word influence. Be influenced by and become in line with his mind. Okay? And I don't want it to sound very Christian-like where let this mind be in you, almost like you're being possessed and somehow his mind now takes over your mind. No. You're now modeling and molding your thoughts to be congruent with the way he would think in a given situation or a given opportunity.